What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are in the shop and I'm excited to announce that we're going to be backing this thing out for the first time under its own power with the 5.3. And the reason that we're backing it out is I've got to get it on a trailer and get it to the exhaust shop first thing in the morning. So I've got the battery hooked up. I also installed some hood pins. I did not feel like messing with that aggravating bracketry on top. I got to move some of these wires around, but they work pretty good. Just pull the hood down and wham, just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing running and you'll hear how loud it is and you'll see why I'm gonna be getting exhaust on it, because right now it's just open header. So it's pretty cool. Sounds like a drag car, but definitely don't want that on the trail or riding around town or anything like that. All right, so here we go. All right, get the key turned, fuel pump's engaged, and let's see what we got. Alright, so we got the Chief on the trailer here. It hasn't seen sunlight a whole lot in a while. But of course, as soon as I gave it some throttle, I found a leaky radiator hose, so I tightened that up, put another clamp on it, so hopefully that solved that. But man, this thing looks good in the daylight. Really wish I had a windshield. It's supposed to rain in the morning, so I'll probably have to put some saran wrap or something on that. But man, I'm super excited about this. Going to get exhaust. Alright, so we are underneath the Jeep and I'll kind of show you what I got going on. And this exhaust is I believe it's a glass pack. There's a 2-to-1 right here. And that is actually a homemade 2-to-1. The guy I took it to, he did all the tube notching and everything, and I think it looks pretty good. So shout out to Hank Jorman in Kinston for hooking me up. See, he made all those plates and then he actually welded the O2 sensor in. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Oh yeah. So it's not too terribly loud, but it's definitely a lot better than being straight piped. Yeah, and that Holley system is still learning, so that's probably why it's wanting to cut out and everything, but I'm pretty tickled with it. And I also did put some extended shackles on there just to kind of help out with the caster angle and everything. It doesn't look completely shattered, so that's good. So what I'm going to be using is some soapy water, some very soft putty knives, some windshield holder tools, some 3M auto glass windshield adhesive. So here is the windshield gasket. That's the part number there. And from what I've read, the 3M adhesive, it goes between the Jeep and the gasket. So the windshield actually sits in the gasket dry, is what people call it. So anyway, I'm going to get this gasket out and get the 3M adhesive inside of the gasket. I'll probably test fit it before I put the adhesive on first, just to make sure I've got it the correct way before I put the adhesive on. So I'll get the gasket on now. Alright guys, so it's another night in the shop, and I'll be honest with you, we got the windshield in already. That was a all hands on deck type situation, and I honestly didn't hit the record button. I had the camera set up and everything, and once things started rolling, the camera was the last thing on my mind. So I'm super sorry about that, but I'll kind of show you the gist of it right here. So what I'm doing now is I am actually going around and putting in the locking piece, and what I'm talking about is whenever you put this windshield gasket in, everything will be flat. There'll actually be a pull bar you can see on the inside of the windshield. That's what I call it, a pull bar. But that piece will go on the inside, and so everything will go in and the gasket, and then the windshield will go in. What we did was we pushed in and up, and we applied pressure. We pulled this, we used a little putty knife like this and went all the way around, and the windshield popped up into it. And then we did the sides, and then we pushed in and down for the bottom, and it popped right in. And then so what you're left with is this being open, and what you want to do is you want to come right along here and just massage that in all the way around. And what that does is it applies pressure all the way around the windshield and holds it in. So you can see I'm just pushing it in just like that. And you can see right here it's all pushed in. It's all pushed in all the way around. And yeah, that was pretty much it. It wasn't very complicated once we figured out which way the gasket went, but once it started going in, there was no stopping it. That's for sure. You can see all the pretty gasket lines right there. I gotta get the windshield wipers on. And something cool else that I did. What I did is I put some mesh behind it because I had rats' nests in here. There was like a whole handful of pine straw under there, and I'm really trying to avoid anything else falling in there. But yeah, coming right along. Pretty excited about that. And there is supposed to be a chrome trim piece. There's supposed to be chrome trim pieces around the windshield, and I don't know if I'm going to put them on. I'm not really a huge chrome fan, and I've looked online to see if they're needed to hold the windshield in, and some people don't run them. Most people say you don't need them, so probably not going to run them. But if you know that they are definitely needed, please drop a comment and let me know, like, hey, you're an idiot, you need those. So it is the next morning after I got the windshield in. Pretty pumped about that. And we are driving the Chief around the yard. The oil pressure's good. My speedometer, I believe I have to calibrate it to get it to work, and then I've got to get all this stuff working. But like my fuel gauge isn't working. And for some reason my Holley system is telling me that my oil pressure is 102, but my sensor on the dash that's plugged into the motor is saying that it's like a little above 40. So I believe I'll have to change the sensor for the Holley system, but my temperature's looking good. Everything's looking okay. Driving the Chief to the pond for the first time with the 5.3 and the 1 tons. So it's like a huge feat for me. It definitely looks a lot better out here than it does under LED lights. And I'll show you what else I did too. So I did replace the gaskets and the seal right here on the window, and I also replaced the mechanism inside of here. Look how easy that goes down. And then I took, and I'll show you what I did. So you pop the handle right here, it opens up, no fighting. See, I've got all my tools and stuff that I forgot were back here. But so since I had to cut all this out right here and rebuild it, the tailgate wasn't lined up perfectly anymore, so I had to add shims to this side from this side, and it closed up just fine. And also what I did is I replaced the window regulator right here. You know, obviously it's manual, but that's just grease on there. I still have a long way to go, but just being able to hop in this thing and drive to the pond, that is like the biggest deal in the world to me right now. It's very satisfying, because before, you know, I just had to push it in and out with the tractor, and that's miserable. But just being able to see it move under its own power is awesome. It really is. So if you're in the middle of a project and you're kind of, you know, on the downside of it, I hope this gives you the motivation just to get it to the point where you can just hop in it and back it out of your shop, because that is an awesome feeling too. And something else that I did off camera, it wasn't really that exciting, but I greased all the mechanics for the window. And then I also, let's see if I can get y'all in there, I replaced the rusty bracket that the window actually sits in. So you see that right there. And that bracket there I got from BJ's Off-Road, because mine was completely disintegrated. So I also put in the seals right here. And check this out. This is so cool. Look at that. So I replaced the tracking that goes all the way down on both sides, and also the little clip that goes in there. It's like an actual real vehicle. Look at that. This thing's gonna look so good whenever I get these windows tinted. I thought about trying to find a new piece for here, but I don't know if I'll just leave the patina for right now, or if I'll get a new one. But I'll show you the passenger side. So after I put the gasket on around the door, you know, I did have to slam it a couple of times to get it to shut, just because this gasket's so thick and it's kind of got to form to the door. Whenever I slammed the door, that rusty piece for the window that I replaced on the driver's side, it fell out. So this is what it looks like, or this is what the driver's side looked like, but this one actually just fell out. So that's great. And see, you can see it's all crusty and rusty and literally just broke. So I'm waiting for the new one to come in, and you can see the bottom of the glass right here. That is actually a rubber piece that the rust has just transferred onto the rubber. It's just all super gross. And I've got to clean all this rust up. And I do got some cancer right there I've got to fix. But I don't know. we'll get there. So everything closes up except for this window right here. Zipline, zipline. But I'm still waiting, like I said, I'm still waiting on that piece to come in, and then I'll be replacing all the seals and stuff. You can see these are garbage too. They're just falling apart. Man, those seals are toast. But anyway, we'll wait for those to get in, that bracket to come in, and then we'll replace it, and then it'll actually be able to sit outside in the rain, which is super exciting. And something else that I've got to figure out is what I'm going to do about the paint. I might need y'all's help on this one. Should I, for right now, should I try to just color match the hood and the fender to like this crappy green, or should I just leave it the way it is, just to kind of general mayhem look of it? Let me know in the comments what I should do. Or another option is, should I just paint the hood flat black like I did the fender? Because from a distance, I don't think the flat black on that green looks bad, but that blue hood definitely sticks out like a sore thumb. Then I've got to find a hood bar that goes right here. So because I did the booby grill conversion, I don't have, you know, my old grill, it came up to right here, so I don't have it. And then of course my old hood was all rusted up anyway. But this hood looks like it had the hood bar on it, but somebody took it off. So might have to go to Watson's Jeep salvage yard and get that. Something else that I have to do is I've got to figure out what I'm going to do about the mirrors, and then my windshield wipers. I got to get those back on. So I've got an idea for these mirrors. I don't know if the internet's going to like it, but I think it's going to be cool. So I'll probably put that in another video, what I'm doing there. See, watch how easy this window rolls up. So cool, so cool. If only this glass went up. It's just kind of chilling right now. And I did put lug nuts all over it. I did not realize that they would be this long, but it'd be all right. And something else that I have to do before I start driving this down the road is I've got to figure out how I'm going to seal all this up. So I'm definitely just going to probably take some cardboard. You see right here where I poorly cut the fenders. Maybe you can see that a little better, but you see right here where I poorly cut the fenders. I've got to fill this in with metal and then seam seal it. And then, see, you can stick your whole hand right in here. You definitely don't want mud or water getting in there. But, so I've got to figure that out before I start, you know, driving in the rain and stuff like that. And then you got to figure out about a front bumper. You got to get a bumper.
I'm actually sweaty.
Look who showed up. Hey, Autumn.
Hey.
What do you think of the Jeep?
Well, I'm so sweaty, so let's go in that Jeep.
I don't have the air conditioner hooked up yet.
Oh, but I'm so sweaty.
You're sweaty?
Yeah.
Are you exercising?
Yeah.
Okay. There's Stretch. Where's Stretch at, Autumn?
He's on the other side. Let's go.
So, hey, Stretch. Look, there's a new hood ornament right there. You want me to glue his little paws right there?
No! You miss his mommy.
Mrs. Mommy.
Oh, I'm so hot.
Alright, we got my first little passenger. You ready to ride in it?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go for a ride.
Mom.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
Hey, Auntie,
And we're off.
driving.
I'm driving. here we go.
Ah, that's so crazy.
It's crazy, ain't it?
I'm scared.
You're scared? We're all scared.
I'm driving the blade.
The window's rattling.
Yeah.
Say bye, pond.
Bye, Pie. I can let me touch the ground.
So what'd you think of the ride, sweetie?
It was kind of fun.
Okay. Alright, so we are about to take this thing on its first time touching the road since I've had it. Like I said, this is a back road, so it's not really a public road or anything like that, but because obviously I don't have seat belts. But so we're gonna try it. I got some tools with me. I got a fire extinguisher. I got a cell phone just in case I have to call somebody to come get me. But anyway, we're gonna try it. All right, wish me luck. All right, starts up. That's a good sign. All right, here we go. You can definitely tell this thing is leaf sprung because it is rattly and it is very, very bumpy. But this is also a terrible road. Alright, so we are back from the road test. And honestly, I couldn't really talk a whole lot because of the window rattling so much. So now we're gonna get it back in the shop and we'll see what we got. All right, so we made it back in one piece. Wow, that was a loud ride. I definitely should have got the tools and stuff out before I took it down the road, but it'll be all right. So my overall impression is fairly good. It could be a lot quieter. I will definitely say that, because the whole time that I was driving, all I heard was this right here. That was driving me crazy. So that's gonna get fixed. The second thing is I started smelling brake calipers, and when I stopped halfway through, I noticed there was some smoke coming off this driver rear. So I need to figure out why that is, I guess, seized. Everything's brand new, so may have to re-bleed that. Not exactly sure. Let's see. The tools were rattly. That was an issue. And then another thing was that it was saying that I had low fuel pressure. Gonna have to look into that. And then I need to hook up my speedometer. So I believe you do that with the settings button on the actual dash itself. But overall, I'm very, very pleased. It's the first time this thing has seen the road, I believe. What does that say? 2013? So it hasn't seen the road in 10 years. But it did today. Private road in Mexico. Well, oh, and I had a fishing pole on top. Whoops. I'm pretty impressed. I would say the test drive on this was a solid 7. 10 being like best case scenario. The rattling I can't deal with, and the brakes locking up I can't deal with, and then my speedometer not working. I was kind of hoping it would just, like, once I got up to speed, it would just kind of kick on, but it's not. I was just kind of hoping it was. But overall, I am very well pleased with how the test drive went out. Definitely need seatbelts. Gonna get seatbelts. And maybe put another bolt in the seats because they were kind of going back and forth. But it'll be all right. Another good thing that I'll say was that the steering, it felt very responsive. I was very well pleased with it. But I'm not running a steering stabilizer or anything on the front of this. I've always heard if you set your steering up correctly, you don't need a steering stabilizer. And you know, the geometry on that steering is near about perfect. So I will be doing hydro assist in the future once I start, you know, trail riding this thing. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. But the brakes felt good. Like I said, I did have that one caliper start smoking, so it was working, but it's just working when I didn't need it to be working. But other than that, the brakes felt good. I did some brake tests and stuff like that. And let's see, the fan came on when it should. I don't think the Jeep ever got over like 195. I guess that's where it probably needs to stay. The seats felt good. I mean, like I said, there's some cheapo seats that I got. Definitely need mirrors. Gonna need mirrors. And that god-awful rattling door, gotta fix that. But I'll show y'all how to do that in my next video. Well guys, that's gonna wrap up this video. I really appreciate y'all watching me working and driving a little bit on my 1979 Cherokee Chief. If you'd like to see any more videos on this 1-ton build or anything like that, just go back to my channel, and if you don't mind, please hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.